my name's Alira, and I am going to show you how I plan out a lot of my Sims 4 builds. This is something that I just have kind of figured out from lots of different versions of The Sims. Starting, not even from, maybe from Sims 1, but definitely Sims 2 and probably 3 on up. So how I figure this out is one of the basic concepts that I figured out is there are about 3 real world feet per square on the floor on the grid of Sims 4. So each square represents about a 3-foot square 3-foot square area. So that's how I figure out approximately how big things are. So if you want, I will switch you over to this. Oops, that was the wrong one. So basically this is the house that I'm working on drawing. And I found this. Oh boy, I'm having a rough time. But you can see it. There you go. And I found this off of a website that's called coolhouseplans.com. I'm not sponsored, not affiliated with this company, but I just tend to use them for quite a bit of my houseplans. And this is pretty much what the houseplan is that I'm looking at right now. Some of them look like this, some of them are a little bit different. But usually they will show you something like this. They will show you the size of the area of most of the rooms. And so what I do is I take the approximate amount of squares by dividing these numbers by 3. So for instance, 21, which is this measurement, is 21. So it of course divides out really perfectly by 3 into 7. So I make this, so that's why I've written the number 7 here that you can kind of see right there. I'm trying to figure out which way things go. So, there we go. So 7. And so that's how many squares I'm going to put here. So then 17 is roughly about 5, but I'm going to use 5 squares this way. If it doesn't work, then I will just switch to something different, and that's okay. So that's basically what I'm doing for that. I'll show you if you can see this, hopefully. As soon as the thing, there we go. You can kind of see, and this is the up and down for me, but they basically have a great room. Is GRT is what I use. GRT-RM room is usually the general word. In fact, and I just changed it to great. In fact, you can see when I have that here, it says great RM, which means room. So there's also, and I'm not always having it right here. I usually have them side. So there's a nook up here that's for like a breakfast nook. So I'll just write that there. And then there's a kitchen that I'll have to kind of fiddle around with. And it probably just goes like along here. There's a bar type place here. And these are by no means perfect. And that's absolutely fine. You can, because you're going to have to change things because of just the way the Sims is. So, I think you can, because I think this there is a square that you can do right there. So it's not that hard when you get into the game and figure it out. Sometimes it's not perfect, and that's okay. Totally fine. So basically, I'm just working on the kitchen right here. So it's kind of a big, like a big C or a G almost. So I'm kind of trying to get that same feel. It's never going to be perfect. You're never going to get it perfect. And if you're going to, don't make yourself crazy over it. It's because you're trying to get the idea and not the exact layout. But it just gives you an idea of of where things go. So that, because the good thing is the architect has already done the work for you. Sorry about shaking the camera. So that's the good thing is the architect has already done the job for you. So that helps a whale of a lot. So that gives you an idea of how to, build. So, anyway, so, and at the other end, or not, well, let's see. I'm not completely, I don't have like a certain way I do everything, but I kind of do the outline and then I go inside, generally speaking. Sometimes I'll build a room and then there. So yeah, so you can kind of make out the powder room that I did here. Powder room, which is usually also known as a half bath because it doesn't have a full thing. It doesn't have a shower, so that kind of helps. And I have a bathroom here. You can kind of see the corner tub, which I know that there is something like that there. I've got 2 sinks because that's what they put in here, which makes sense if the master bedroom at this end is gonna have, like a mom and dad, so to speak, living here, or sleeping here, then that's where they're gonna be. So they have a his and hers sink, which makes sense. I haven't done any of this wraparound porch, which you'll end up seeing in the finished product once I get it done. It should be kind of fun. It looks like it's kind of a vaulted deal there. The house portion, starting to sound Irish a little bit, but so that kind of gives you an idea. Yeah. Let me move my way. So this is like I said, this is the kitchen. So I'm going to put KIT. So I know that that's the kitchen. And I don't have, sometimes I'll put in like the refrigerator and the stove and all that, which I can definitely do. But for this pass right now, I'm not going to really do it this time. Even though because I already have started this, that's why there's already stuff on here already. But this kind of gives you the idea. And then there are stairs. I was thinking about going. The great room should be on the main floor. Yeah. So basically, the great room's on the main floor. Why they have, I guess, because if you want an optional basement, that's very possible. So I'm not doing a downstairs right now. It might work to make a basement down there, but I'm not worried about it right now. I'm not gonna worry about it at the moment. So I am making these stairs going up, and so they go right. I've already kind of delineated a spot right here for steps, and it's usually about 4 tiles is what I allow. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So because there's also a landing spot at the top and bottom, but I'm only thinking about the bottom right now because we're starting there and going up. So I've pretty much finished that part, but I am going to really quickly do the wraparound porch, and I think I had figured out that was about 3 tiles, so 9 feet wide. So that's kind of where I've been at, and you're not going to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect by any stretch of the imagination. That is okay. It's not going to be a perfect 1-to-1. It's just not going to happen that way because Sims is is very different from real life. Duh. So that's that. So basically, I just drew the railing for the outside of the wraparound porch, and I think if I wanted to, I could put a fireplace in here. I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it a little differently, and yeah. So, okay. So, I think the front door. I think I can get a basically, if I remember correctly, there are pretty much, every size door. There's 1, 2, and 3 tile wide doors. So 3, 6, 9 feet. So if you think about it that way. So I'm going to use a 6 or 9 foot door right here, and the way that I show that on here is basically, and it may not have 2 doors, but I will indicate it like that. I've studied enough plans, house plan, building plans, to see some of these notations. Why, I don't know. I'm kind of weird like that, but it's some of those little things. If you're interested, you'll if you're interested in stuff like that, you learn. You just go and figure it out, or you listen to somebody like me and get really confused. And I really apologize if you're confused. I am so sorry if you're very confused. I'm totally fine with answering questions. So that takes care of pretty much the basics for this little guy. Now we're going to go to the upstairs, and I am going to kind of start a little bit. I'm going to slide Mr. Camera down here so you can kind of see the bottom half of my page. And I'm going to basically mirror this shape right here, almost, with the exception of this little part right here, because this was part of the master bathroom, and this is going just straight across instead. So it's this, for me, the easiest part for me would be to just draw across here. I may have to readjust lighting at some time in the future. And then there's that. So that's that part. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 13 tiles. So each of these squares, as you probably didn't guess, or haven't guessed by, or have guessed by now. If you haven't figured that out, well, now you know for sure. Each square is a square in The Sims. So I've got to do 13 tiles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So before I do the little 2 across here, and then that. Oops, and there we go. Eraser. These kinds of erasers are really useful. Using a pencil, preferably mechanical, but if you just have the other kind, the regular standard old fashioned, do that. And then I'm just gonna finish that, and then I can just go straight down here, which is a good thing. So we've got that. Now, the plans that I'm using have a balcony on either end for each of the 2 bedrooms upstairs, which I think is really neat. So I'm going to do that to indicate, hey, that's a full. I'll know it's a full wall, but if you need some help with, you can figure out your own way of notating that. And so also, bedrooms. Okay, so this says it's 16 by 10. It says these bedrooms are both 16 by 10. So that's okay. So there's a 5. So it's probably 5, which whatever that, by 3. But I'm probably going to see if 4 will work, because usually 3 is a little too short for a bed. So especially if you're having kids, then the kids are going to need. I mean, they're going to have single beds, and it'll be fine if it's like at the end. But if you want to do something differently, so I'm going to see what 4 looks like. Oh, and also, can't forget that I've got my stairs here, so I have to figure out where I need to start, where I need to have the landing, the upper landing here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to start the next one here. So this is going to be the landing, and so I'm going to do 2, 3, 4 there. And that is going to be the stairs. I'm going to put that and that. So that indicates the up. This indicates up for me. And then this will be the down. And sometimes I'll do that. 2, 3, 4. To indicate the landing, the little X on the landing. So, and then I'll take a look at my my plan again, and it looks like they've got a part that's open to the bottom, and so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So it might work really well to do this way, to do the bedroom like that. They show an open area on the plan itself. That's their notation for a door, but it's a confusing that way to me. So I'm actually going to put the actual notation for a door here. Slidey. And so there. So that's, and it doesn't really mean anything as far as which direction. It's just as long as you're putting that, that you've got, that kind of what it is. It looks kind of like a partial D, like you've erased the bottom part of a D, capital D. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. So that, okay, there. So basically this will end up, and I will kind of shade it a little, maybe even cross hatch it, but this is kind of open to the below part, and I might even write that, open to below. And okay, so basically this area is going to so basically what they're saying is that this area is going to kind of look out over this this roof on the lower portion of the house that's over the great room. So okay, and again I'm gonna have a door. I guess it doesn't really matter. I don't know why I'm trying to think about it that way, but I did that. So that's that. And then you can put in the closet if you wanted. You won't have much room though. So what I'm doing, let's see. I'm gonna actually do this, and I'm just adjusting a bit as I go along, and I might actually give the rooms just a couple more squares by erasing this wall here. Or you could, and this could be where the chest of drawers goes for changing your clothes. If that's what you want, you can do that. Let's see. Well, we'll do this. I usually just abbreviate bedroom as just BR. And then bathroom, BA. Sometimes I'll put in where I think the toilet should go, where all this other stuff goes. I don't always. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But I do kind of try to figure out where the doors should go, pretty much. And I kind of have, I mean, there's only so much you can do with a 2x3, or with 6 tiles. So I'm just gonna, I may not put the door exactly there, but that's kind of generally how I do. I mean, I have kind of a standard way that I put things in to bathrooms, for instance, but you know, and this is not by no means gospel, this whole thing. This was to communicate with somebody else to actually make this in real life, but this is Sims, so you don't have to worry about that as I flail my hands all over and knock everything all over the place. Okay, so that's that, and I've marked on my drawing here. So I can also put over here balcony, so I know there's a balcony, and then I can indicate where I want the double doors here as well, and do that. Cool. So there's a balcony. That's a huge bedroom. That is a really big bedroom. That's these two are big bedrooms. They're going to be perfect for like a child or something to that effect. Probably not the best to have a baby up here, but you know, having the baby in the master bedroom, maybe in the bathroom, is probably a good place for the infant, basically, not baby. I mean baby, not toddler. It's just one of those things. So that kind of gives you an idea. I don't usually worry about showing the rest of this because it goes without saying, in my mind, and nobody else is looking at this but me. So that's everything you probably need to know. So hopefully this helped you out quite a bit and you learned a lot. And if you have questions, you can certainly place a comment down below and ask me questions. You can also find me on Twitter for sure at Alira. And I am also happen to be on Twitch as well. I do play Sims. I have been playing the 100 Baby Challenge. I call it my eyesore edition. It's mostly just like colors. So it's kind of ugly, but I don't want to call it ugly. I kind of call it eyesore because it is kind of like, ew, it's kind of an eyesore. Especially because it's in Henford-on-Bagley. And that's just, I just thought it was kind of funny. Here's this mother who is constantly getting with all these different men in this very proper British type place. So I thought it was kind of funny. So anyway, I hope you have a good day. And if you found this helpful, please do give me a like. That would be helpful. If it didn't work out for you, it's okay to put the thumbs down. It helps me improve things. And if you have some constructive criticism for the video, for the way that I present things, anything like that, I'm not changing my camera though, because this camera is amazing. Apologies if it keeps on switching in and out though, because it's still kind of new and I move and it has to refocus and change things, so I apologize for that. I will try not to do that too much, and apologies for this stuff in the background. I'm in the process of cleaning up after moving in over a year ago from this time. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and like I said, questions, please do ask, and I'd appreciate if that you subscribe to the channel, and if you want to find out more, I'm going to go ahead and post all of the 100 Baby Challenge that so far. I'll be getting that on the channel pretty soon. I think that's about it. And I will speak to you soon. Bye-bye.